Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial on how to create a referral code using Stripe, Firebase, and React. Today we're going to go over how to create a React project and integrate it into our basic React web page. So here you want to get to the Firebase google.com site. You'll see this page here. You want to sign into your account over here. I already have. You want to click on go to console, then you want to click on create a project. This project is going to be called Stripe referral code, and you're going to click on continue. You can enable Google Analytics for this project or not. We're not going to be using it. I'm just going to leave it enabled, and then I'm going to click on the default account for Firebase. And then here it should take anywhere between 10 seconds to up to a minute. There we go, our Firebase project is created. I'm going to click continue. And then here we have the get started by creating an app. We have many options. We have Apple, Android, we have Unity, and Flutter. But we're going to be creating a web app. So you want to click on create a web app. It's going to be the Stripe web app. Click register. It'll take a few seconds here to create it. And then here, what you're going to want to do is you want to copy this code here. We already have this package, Firebase, installed already in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. And then, so we have two options. We have npm, or we could use a script here. I like to use the npm just because we're creating it with the React project. So you want to click on copy. And then you want to go to your code here. You want to right click on your source folder. You want to click on new file, and we're going to call this firebase.js. Press enter, and then you're going to paste the code here. And then you want to save that code. You want to go back to the console here. So if you already clicked continue to console, no worries. You can go to the project settings here, clicking on the gear icon and then project settings. You can scroll down, you'll see your Stripe web app here, and you can copy the code in the bottom right hand corner here. We're going to go back to the home page. You can see here we're going to use two of the products or add-ons for your app, or for our app. We're going to have the authentication, so we're going to be able to create and email up our users with an email and password to fully utilize that sign up form that we created in the previous episode. And then here we're going to use the Cloud Firestore to be able to store our data for our products in the accounts that we create. So first we'll start with the authentication. Click here. There's like tutorial videos if you want to learn more about it, but we're going to click on get started. I'm going to click on the email and password. I'm just going to click enable. Click save, and that's all you have to do for users. Pretty simple and straightforward. Then you're going to go to the project overview. You're going to click on Cloud Firestore. Take a minute to load here. You're going to go click database. I'm just going to leave it at the name 5 here. You can put it in a country or location near you if you want to, but I'm in the United States. So I'm going to click on that. Click on next. We're going to keep it start in production mode. It's going to create these security rules. We're actually going to go back to the security rules and modify it just a little bit. Now we have our Cloud Firestore. We're going to go back to the rules. Here, this doesn't allow any users to read and write to the database, which doesn't help us when we want to create authenticated users accounts. So we're going to create a function here, and we're going to call it is authenticated. And here within that function, all we're going to do is we're going to return the request.auth does not equal null. This is going to be a check to see if the user is authenticated. If it's null, this is going to return false, and they're not going to be able to read and write to the database. If they are an authenticated user in our database, this is going to return true, and the user is going to be able to read and write to our database. So I'm going to click on copy, replace false with is authenticated. I'm going to click publish. As that once the database security rules are updated, or we're going to allow it to update, I'm going to go to our data, and we're going to create a new collection. We're going to call it users. And then we're going to create a mock-up document of what we want our data to look like in our database. So we're going to have 4 fields. This first one is going to be our user UID, which is going to be our last field. It's going to just be the document ID here. It's going to be the unique identification number for the user. We're also going to save the user's email. So we're just going to do example@gmail.com. We're also going to save a referral code for our user, and our example is going to be ABC123. This will eventually be the referral code saved that's going to be created forward by Stripe. And then here we're going to have a number variable, and it's going to be money. This is the currency for our website here. I'm going to click on save. It's going to create the collection. It's going to create that document, and here's our mock-up example. Now we want to go back to our project, and we want to highlight the Firebase code here, and we're going to create the following prompt. We're going to say create a sign up with email function that creates a user with Firebase. In the sign up process, create a document in Firestore with the following properties. Email, UID, money, I want to put in parentheses, start with 20, and a referral code. Make sure we can export this function and put it in the sign up page. What this will do is it will create some code here that's exactly what we need. It's going to create all this. It's going to create a separate folder for auth.js. If you want to, you can do this, but we're actually going to just keep it in the Firebase document here. So we're going to copy all this, highlight it by pressing Control-A, paste, and then here we're going to take all of this code here and paste it into Firebase. Alright, and what it looks like it forgot was the create user with email. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up to get auth, we're going to paste that in there. And then up here where it says get Firestore, we're going to also put the set doc function here and the doc function. And here, now we have our code set up. So this is our sign up with email. It's going to create a user account. It's going to generate a random referral code. Here, this will be replaced in a later video because we will be having a fetch function to grab a referral code to set it in our document here. But now we have the set document, and then it sets the doc, grabs our database here, finds the users collection, and takes the user and creates it with the user ID. We save the user UID here. We have our money that's set to 20. And we have that here. And then we're going to go to the sign up. I'm going to scroll to our thing here. It looks like they have the sign up with email here. We're actually going to import a couple other things. We're going to import the useNav or navigate, and we're going to create a variable called nav. So it's going to be const nav. That's going to be equal to the use effect, or the use hook navigate, and this is going to be able to allow us to navigate to our profile page once we have signed up. So then we're going to also import sign up with email, and we're gonna comment this out or get rid of it because we don't need that console log anymore. And we're gonna do sign up with email. I'm gonna pass in our email and password. I'm gonna have a .then here. I'm gonna have a function that uses the nav, and we're gonna pass through our / profile to navigate to our profile here. Okay. And then in our profile page, we want to display the user's information that we just created for the document. So we're going to highlight this. I'm going to ask GitHub Copilot to create a display to show the user's information in the Firestore. If the user isn't logged in, we want to navigate them to the sign up page. Also, allow the user to copy the referral code. So we're going to display all the information, and if the user isn't logged in, we're going to navigate them to the sign up page. And this is because if we don't, it's going to try to grab information that doesn't exist, and it's going to throw some errors. So to avoid that, we're just going to have the sign up page. We're just going to go back to the sign up page. And then we also want to make it easy for our user to copy the referral code and give it to someone that you know. Let's go back here, let that code generate. You can see here it's going to generate all this code here for our profile. Copy and paste. So you have that here, and then in our CSS, we'll copy this CSS here. And we actually want to add one more thing. We also we need a log out button. So this is going to go through our code and then create a log out button. And then it's going to change our CSS here. It's going to add in that logout button. So we're going to copy this, paste all that there, and go to our profile here, copy it, and paste it. So now we have our logout button all created here, our logout and our CSS. So now we can do npm start. We can test our code here, open up our file here. You can see our home page. Try to go to our profile, we go to sign up, and we can create an account. Call it a@gmail.com, create a simple password, click on sign up. There we go, we have our UID, we have our money, we have that referral code, we have all that good stuff. We can go here as well, and it'll check to see if it's loading, and then it'll show this stuff right here. Click copy as well, the referral code is copied to the clipboard. We can check that here, see that's our referral code. And then we can also go back to our document or our Firebase. So you can see here our referral code's been created, got our UID, the money, and then that user's email. Go back to our authentication here. You can see that we have our user in our database. So that's it. We now have Firebase hooked up to our project. In the next video, we're going to show you how to create Stripe products on the Stripe account. We're going to show you how to create a pricing table, and then we're going to show you how to implement that pricing table into our database. If you liked what you've seen in this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave the code that we've created in the description and from my GitHub, so you can copy and use and play around with this code if you'd like yourself. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.